Hello, my lovelies. How are you? Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all okay. Hope you're all enjoying this sunshine. It's been a beautiful couple of days, hasn't it? It was very hot on Monday. Driving back from Sewing Street was in the car, was even with the aircon going, I was just like, phew, I was warm. It's like 35 degrees out on my little thermometer outside. I was like, that's just a bit toasty. It's a bit toasty. Thank you to everybody who watched on Monday. We had two amazing hours again on Sewing Street, which was really lovely. We've just about packed everything so far. There may be a few more orders come through in the next few days, but we are pretty on it. Me and Sarah and Anne have been working our little butts off. We have. Hi Karen. Hi Anne. How are you, darling? Hi Catherine as well, lots of you coming online. Oh, hi Liz, hi Joe, hello. Yeah, we had a really lovely few days. A few hours actually on Monday. It was great. Lots of you come in. Hi Cheryl, hello, fab. You can all hear me and see me okay because there was yet again another update on the computer. So hopefully you love my blouse. Oh, thank you. It was a cheapy one from Shein. Or Sheen, or whatever you want to call it. It's like £3, but I just love the colour, so I was like, I'm wearing that. Thank you, Karen. Hi Jean, hi Joyce, hello my loves. Right, just before we get started, we're going to do a block tonight, and then tomorrow Sarah's back at 1 o'clock and she's got a little donkey, which is very cute. Hi Marion as well. We're going to do the challenge post entries as well tonight as well, but first of all I've got something new to show you, so I'm going to come over to here. So we've just had these ones in new. There aren't very many of each one. They're called stitch-in strips. There is 15 in a pack, and actually if I come to the real close-up you can see. All good with picture and sound, brilliant. Hi Eileen, hello my lovely. So there are 50, they're like jelly roll strips. They're 2.5 inches wide by width of fabric, so 44 inches wide. And we've got 5 different colourways in them, but they're like mini strip sets. There's 15 in there. Okay, so obviously normally a jelly roll's got 40 in it, but these are like slightly less than half a jelly roll, but they are in these really beautiful fabrics. So we've got 2 different ones in the Michael Miller Fairy Frost. This is number 4 Fairy Frost, and you can see you've got the most beautiful colour range in there. It's like all the peacock colours, all the jewel tones, really pretty. You've got sort of a deep red through to a pink, and they're all glittery and pearlised. Really pretty. You would think that like 15 strips isn't very much, but when you think like, you know the spiral Bargello table runner that we do, that only uses 8 strips. You'd get, if you put 1 more strip in it, you'd get 2 Bargello table runners out of this. This is more than enough to do, a nice little lap quilt or, a Camden bag or something like that. So that's number 4 in the Fairy Frost, which is like the jewel tones. This is number 3 Fairy Frost, and that one's, I suppose, more of a rainbow. You've got like a green through to the yellows. You've got some sort of peachy pinky colours through to the reds and pinks, and then through to purples, which again is really pretty. And you've got the glitter on some and the pearlised finish on others. So again, really pretty. If you like Fairy Frost, this is a really nice way of getting a little bit of it. We've got one Christmas one, which is a Riley Blake Magical Winterland. And this is a really elegant sort of, it's called Magical Winterland. It's not really Christmassy. Excuse me. Oh, don't start with the nose just because I've come live. Oh, dearie me. There are a couple that've got like snowflakes on them, but they're really gentle snowflakes. And then it's more sort of wintry, I think, than Christmas. Sort of, you've got like little holly and berries and all on there. You can see on that one. But it's not like Snowmen Father Christmas is type. You've got a gingham in there. Really pretty in that one. And then we've got 2 effervescence ones, which are like really bright modern ones. This is effervescent number 1. And again, you've got sort of really bright colours there. You've got like chevrons. You've got some geometrics. There's some bubbles all in there. They're really pretty. You love Fairy Frost. Oh, Sonia, they're gorgeous. Really pretty. You love a bit of glitter, don't you? And then this is effervescent number 2, which is same designs but in the dark, slightly darker range. So you've got like, can you see this beautiful like sort of almost like bubbles, circles and stuff in there, and then right the way through all the chevrons, right the way through the colours. So those are scrumptious. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the challenge post. I'm actually going to give one of these away as the challenge post prize. Okay, I haven't decided which one yet. I might do it as an eeny meeny miny mo. So just come back over here a second. So I'm going to draw I've got all your names in the hat. Okay, the challenge post was show me stars or table toppers. There were some gorgeous ones there. Lots and lots of entries. I think it was something like 63 entries, something like that. So I'm going to draw the winner now. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. All of your names in the pot. Hi Carol. Hello lovely. Hi Sharon. Right, so I'm going to give it a good mix. I'm not looking, I promise. I'm looking over here. There we go. Give this a really good mix. And then I'm going to go for that one there. Okay, so the winner is Louise Clifton. Louise, I don't know if you're watching today, but I'm going to send you one of these new strip sets, okay, as the challenge post winner. So congratulations to Louise. And thank you for everybody, as always, who joined in the challenge post. These are already on the website. They're in the jelly roll section, these ones. Okay, they are in the jelly roll section. Didn't tell you, they're £18 each. So they're really, really reasonable price for the amount of fabric you'll get in there. And you're getting, like I said, a little bit of everything. They all coordinate beautifully. So they are on the jelly roll section on the website. Louise, I will be sending you one of these in the post. Okay, so we're going to move those out of the way and get on with our block today. So we're going to do something called well, I've called it I couldn't come up with a random name. I've called it a spiky triangle. Okay, so this is we're going to make one of these, basically one of these little blocks here. But these are a really, really good one. A, for using up lots of scraps, but also for creating incredible sort of designs and things, okay? So you can turn them and make all sorts of gorgeous different designs and stuff. And they create these really, really interesting secondary patterns with the colour, okay? You can, keep them quite simple, where you're going up and down, like that. Okay, you get these lovely sort of like jewel toned, two different fabrics creating diamonds and things. You can put them on like this, so they will all go in the same way. Okay, you create all sorts of things happening. You could just put them all go in the same way like this. Hang on, let me do that so you can see, and you create sort of like these lovely sort of dip shapes and things. Okay, you've got these lovely sort of like triangles happening that way, triangles happening that way. Okay, but they're going to put them together in a slightly unusual way. All right, just so that this would, I think, would make a beautiful border. If you were doing a border on a quilt, you could do this sort of thing all the way down. You can create diamond shapes like that, sort of diamonds and crosses and things. Lots and lots of things you can do with them. Okay, lots and lots of ways of putting them together. All right, so I'm breaking up. Ooh, am I breaking up for everybody else? Guys, can you let me know? Is the microphone okay? Let me just check the streaming. It's okay my end, guys. Is it okay is it just Carol, or is it anybody else? Is it breaking up for anybody else? Let me know, lovelies. It's fine here. No, we're all good? Okay. All right. Sorry, Carol. I think it might be your end then, lovely, rather than our end. It's all okay for everyone else. All good. Okay, cool. Right. So what you're going to need for each one of these little blocks is a 5-inch square of your background fabric. Okay. And then you're going to need 2 3-inch by 6-inch rectangles. Okay, now I'm going to do 2 at once with this. All right, so I've cut out these ready, so that nice and easy for the prep. 5-inch squares and then 3-inch by 6-inch rectangles, and you need 2 per block. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lie these face up like that, so I've got them both right sides up. and we're just going to fold this in half, okay, like that. All right, and give it a little press. So I'm going to cut 2 at once. You don't have to do 2 at once. You can absolutely just do 1 at a time, but I'm going to do 2 at once. Hi Pat, how are you? Lovely. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab a rotary cutter, which I've dabbed down and now I can't find. Where's my rotary cutter gone? Oh, there it is. And a ruler, which again I've dabbed down and I can't find. We'll just use this one for now. Now this is the raw edge, this side. Okay, in fact, let me just do on the close-up. Okay, this is the raw edges. So you want the raw edges on your left-hand side. Okay, and we're going to cut from the top left down to the bottom right, which is the folded side. So we're going to cut like that. Okay, I'm going to just chop off that bit there. So that's waist, and then when you open these up, we've created those equilateral not equilateral triangles. If Carolyn was watching, she'd tell me what they are, but they're not equal lateral triangles. They're slightly longer than they are thinner. Hi Lynn. Oh, don't worry my darling, don't need to worry about being late. I need my ruler. I need the blue ruler and it's vanished. I found it. There it is. I need this one for later. Right, the first thing we're going to do is we just want to get some centre marks on these sides. So I'm just going to fold that one in half and make a little finger press there. And fold this way, that way. And finger press there. Just so I've got some little centralised marks there. And we're going to do the same on this one. Now this would be a brilliant one for chain piecing. You could cut all of your centre pieces out of your background fabric and we can just chain piece away with this. Okay, like that. So I've just made those little centre marks there. We're going to grab one of our rectangles. Okay, so I'm going to have 2 blue ones on this side and 2 peachy ones on that side. Okay, I'm going to grab one of each, and again we're going to find the centre mark like that. And we're going to line up that centre mark on one of the sides. It doesn't matter which side you do it on first. It really doesn't. I'm just going to do it that side first, okay? And then I'm going to grab a pin and put those together like that. And we're going to do the same on this one. So again, you could do this with all of your triangles, okay? Isosceles triangle. Thank you very much. Thank you. See, I was never good at maths, and now I have to use maths all the time. There we go, pop a pin in there. And then all we're going to do is we're going to stitch down 1/4 inch either side. So I'm going to take these over to the machine and do that. So how have you all been, my lovelies? Are you all okay? Anybody got any news to tell me? There we go, so 1/4 inch down that way. That's what I mean by you could chain piece, because I can just stop there and I can add in my next one. There we go. So the shop is actually going to be shut Friday and Saturday because Sarah and I are going to be away. We are, on Friday we're judging the Vale of Glamorgan's Women's Institute Federation show. So we're going to do, we've got to go and do the judging. Sarah's got 70 odd, 73 tea cozies to judge, and I think I'm doing the knitting and crochet for them. So we're going to be there on Friday, and then we're there again on the Saturday, but we've got a little trade stand on the Saturday. So the shop will be shut. All I'm doing is just pressing this out towards the rectangles. Okay. Website will be open as usual, but the shop will be shut, unfortunately. Right, what we're going to do now is you've still got those little centre marks on the other side. We're going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to add that one in half like that and line that up with the centre mark just there. Again, pop a pin in. You enjoyed Sewing Street on Monday. Oh, thank you, lovely. Thank you very much. Hi Eileen, how are you, lovely? Hopefully you're well. I did see your one of your posts earlier on Gigglers. It was lovely. Here we go. And then now we're going to do exactly the same, stitch down 1/4 inch, and you want to go right from this edge here all the way off the edge, okay? So you're packing for a week's holiday in Festiniog, coming to South Wales in September, so you'll be dropping in to see us. Oh, lovely, lovely. Oh, what dates though? Sarah and I and our hubbies have just booked a couple of days away. What dates are you coming, Marion? Because we might be shut. We are going to be shut. So we're going on the 7th to the 10th. So the shop will be shut from the 7th to the 10th of September. I hope it's not then, and we will get to see you, lovely. There we go. It's mine and Phil's 20th wedding anniversary. So we are, 4 of us are going away for a little weekend. Here we go. Right, so 1/4 inch on both of those. And over there. Excuse me just a second. My hay fever is really out of control the last few days. I'm better than I was last week, but it's still not great. I'm still very, very snuffly. There we go. So those pins out, and then just press that out like that. There we go. So you haven't got something that looks like that. Looks very odd at the moment, but we're going to square it all down and press that one out as well. There we go. Okie doke. Right, so what we're going to do, you need to square these down. They do look very odd at the moment, but it all comes together now with the squaring up. First thing you want to do is take note of where that little tiny centre point is just there, all right? And we want to cut, like when you do, like when you square up flying geese, we're basically, you want to find that point, and we're going to cut a 1/4 inch past it. You're coming down the 5th to the 12th of September. Oh, we will be there the 11th and 12th of September, lovely. We won't be there beforehand because the shop's going to be shut for a few days in September. So what I'm looking for is finding the 1/4 inch line on my ruler, and I want to put the 1/4 inch on that point just there so that I've got a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So like that. And get rid of that little bit there to start with. Okay, so you can see you've got that little 1/4 inch. And then we're going to turn the whole thing, and we're going to measure 4.5 inches from that edge. So like that, and trim off this excess here. Like that, okay? Still doesn't look quite right at this point. Then what you want to do, so you want them to be 4.5 by 4.5. So half of 4.5 is 2.25. So I'm going to find the 2.25 inch line, okay, on my ruler. And that again is going to go right through that point. So I'm going to put the 2.25 inch line right through that point, and then the horizontal along that bottom cut edge, like that. Okay, so can you see the 2.25 there? If I follow that down, and then horizontal there. So I've still got that 1/4 inch by my point. Take off your right hand side, obviously opposite if you are left-handed. And then now I can do my exact 4.5 by 4.5, like that. And there's my block all squared up. Okay, I'm going to do exactly the same on this one as well. So 1/4 inch line on your ruler from the point to start with, like that. Make sure it's all nice and parallel. There we go. And then we're going to turn the whole thing and do my 4.5. So it was my Josh's, who's my number 2 boy. Some of you will know him from lives back in COVID. He was 30 yesterday. That means I've got 2 over 30. Whew, made me feel very old. Down now a 1/4 inch line. Make sure that 1/4 inch line is running right through the point again. And then a horizontal line along the bottom. Along there. Oh, make sure they don't move like I just did then. But yeah, he was 30 yesterday. I was like, oh, they're all growing up way too fast. I'm not happy. And then I can do my 4.5 by 4.5 total. There we go. There we go. So we've got that like that. And you've squared those up relatively easily. Okay. This is a really good one. We've had a lot of people ask about squaring up and all. This is a good block for teaching you like squaring up and stuff. Don't be scared of square it up too much. It's one of those essential things. So you would, that's kind of your block finished like that. Okay, how you put these together then is where the fun comes in. So like we were saying, you could put them all together all the same way like this, and 9 of them, so if I did 3 by 3 by 3 would be a 12.5 inch block. really nice and interesting. You could absolutely play around with them and create all sorts of random little shapes. Okay, so there's another one again. Okay, we didn't do that one earlier. I quite like the fact that these, when they're sewn together, oh, let me bring it down a little bit, like that. You've kind of got that sort of diamond, not diamond shape, but whatever that shape is, happening and things. You know, play around with this and decide what you want to go, what you could do. So you could have them, some going that way and some going that way. So then those are going, both of those are going up. You know, you could really, really lots and lots of different ways of putting these together. I quite like the one where it's kind of chasing it round. So it's going up, it's going right, it's going down, it's going left. There we go. Quite like that, because when you do the next block to it, up, left, like that, you could imagine if you got, no, I'll just come to the bigger one a minute. You get these really, really interesting sort of like secondary spiky type things happening. I quite like, that's almost like a kaleidoscope happening there. If this was the, you know, the kaleidoscopy bit, I quite like that idea that they're all off. And of course, because you've got your 1/4 inch seam allowance here as well, when you stitch them all together, you're not going to lose your points and stuff. So there's lots and lots. It's a really, really easy little block. I do think it would make a beautiful border. I think there's, you know, you could do all sorts of things on a border. Let's go that way. So imagine if you're doing a border on a quilt, use all the colours. It would be really, so what have we got? Left, down, right, up. You know, you could do all sorts of things. It's a very, very simple little block to do, this one. It's one of those nice blocks that you could chain piece the whole thing, make lots and lots of them, and then they could all go in to a quilt, and then you could do, so move them on one. So if that's left and then down, this one would, the next row would be down and then right. Okay, and again, you've got all sorts of random things happening. Okay, so might be good for a group quilt. Oh yes, oh, I've had an idea. I've had an idea for the group quilt, guys. I've had an idea for next year's group quilt. Anne and Sarah and I were talking about it yesterday. I think I know what we're going to do. I think I know what we're going to do, but I've got to put some plans and check out that it's all going to work first of all. But yeah, that would be quite cool for a group quilt. You could all maybe do like a block of 4 or something and put them all together. Yeah, no, but anyway, it's just a really cute little block. You know, it's a little 4.5 inch block, but I think it's really interesting when it creates some really interesting patterns. I'd be if you're doing like charity quilts and you want to use up lots of scraps, if you use the same background fabric and then each one of these were a different colour, because you only need 2 3.5 by 6 inch pieces, make it really scrappy where all of these are different colours but this is the same thing. It would make a really, really interesting, you know, if you're doing for, you know, quilts for care leavers or project liners or something like that, it'd be just a different block for a change. So there, yeah, that's it. I don't think I had anything to tell you. Like I said, I've got an idea for the next group quilt. The group quilt got sent off. The one we did last time has been sent off now for festival. So that hopefully will be shown in festival. Well, it better be shown. I've paid for it to be shown. But that'll be up in festival, which is only 3 and a bit weeks time, which is a little scary. What else is there coming up? Oh, we've got so much going on at the moment. So we've got the WI. If you're round South Wales way, it's Saturday this week. This coming Saturday at Aberafon Hotel. There's the county WI fair there, and there's loads of little traders there, loads of things to see and do. Come and have a cup of tea and all the rest of it. So we're there Friday, Saturday. Next Wednesday we're with the lovely Wednesday Stitchers down Swansea-ish way, not quite Swansea but that way. Then what have we got going on? There's something else going on. Baby Jude is 1 next week as well, which I can't believe. My youngest grandson, I can't believe he's going to be 1. We've got Secret Sewing Club on the 20th of July. 21st of July, there's the Cake Pop online class with Adam. The 19th of July, we've got the Curved Floral group quilt, Curved Floral quilt class, which is local to us. I think there's a couple of spaces left on that. I will be sending out fabric requirements for that in the next couple of days. And then we're straight to festival. It's crazy, crazy, crazy July. I'm looking forward to my holiday in August now. And just being it. Well, I say relax. I'm not going to be relaxed because we're going away with the little ones, so it's not going to be relaxed at all. But that's it for me tonight. Sarah, tune in tomorrow for Sarah at 1 o'clock. She's got the cutest little thing. Honestly, me and Anne have been oohing and ahhing. That is adorable. It really is. So that she'll be here at 1 tomorrow with Little Donkey. So we'll see you then, my loves. Thanks for tonight. It's a relatively quick one for an evening one for me. But take care. Bye.